Hello everyone, good morning. Today is 31st of August and I welcome you all to the Hindu newspaper analysis discussion. Guys, in this video, we take entire analysis of Hindu newspaper along with all relevant articles, their background, way forward. Also, we take here synoptic notes. So guys, let's start with the today's analysis. And one thing, today we would not be able to take overview of entire newspaper as we take in every class because I was not able to download the Hindu newspaper from the Hindu's website. Maybe there was some technical glitch at my end or server's end. I don't know that thing, but I tried it 5 6 times, but was not able to do that. So directly we'll be starting up with the discussion today. Okay. So every class we start with the quotation, which can be used to complement our answers in GS paper number 1, 2, 3, 4, or in essay. So today we'll take quotation from Swami Vivekanand, who says that there is no chance of the welfare of the world unless the condition of women is improved. It is not possible for a bird to fly on one wing. So, as a bird cannot fly on one wing, society cannot be driven by just one gender, be it male, be it female, both are important. We see today in society that due to deep rooted patriarchal structure, due to prejudices against the women, we see that women have been denied equal opportunities in most of the places. They have not been given equal opportunities in political spaces, economic spaces, they have not been given equal opportunities, and even in society, they are often seen as a subordinate to male. But that should change now, and only when women are given equal empowerment, society can develop and can grow as a. So this idea can be used in GS paper number 1, social issues, as well as GS paper number 2, social justice, women related issues, you can use it, as well as also in the essays pertaining on women, you can use this particular idea. Now, moving on guys in this particular direction, and let's take first article for today. So this article I have taken from text and context section. What are the changes to the process for sale of sim cards? What is the process for sale of sim cards? So basically guys, we have seen now first of all, this article will be important for this article will be important for GS paper number 3, cyber security, cyber security issues related to cyber security, cyber frauds, etc. Now we have seen that over the past few years, cyber frauds have increased. There are the hacker, basically there are the people who basically dupe people, okay, of their money, okay, all such kind of things are happening. And we find this particular thing that there is an entire network of phishing agents, there is an entire network of cyber fraudsters that is being operated from some of the places, and they are using the bulk SIM cards for that particular kind of a thing. So therefore, government has brought a reform where it will regulate the selling of SIM cards, as well as some other reforms have also been brought. So let's see this particular thing. Now, what has happened? What has happened? Government, first of all, has brought two major reforms to tackle the cyber frauds, to tackle the cyber phishing attacks, and all such kind of things. So, number one is that government is coming out with the revision of bulk procurement of SIM cards. Now, see this particular thing, guys. There are many people who are procuring hundreds and two hundreds of SIM card on a common or a single identity. Even that particular identity is someone else's identity. They say that we run a business, we run a call center, and we need the 100 or 200 SIM cards, or simply we have to give it to our employees. Right now, there is no mandatory verification that whether you are operating a business in which you have 200 employees who need 200 SIM cards. Just you give ID and you can procure 200, 300, 500 SIM cards, and the cyber fraudsters are procuring these SIM cards and are making the spurious calls. Then after that particular thing is that after this particular thing is that we also need to ensure that final point of sale, the person who is selling SIM card, these people also need to be registered so that they can be held accountable if they have sold a SIM card without due verification, without due diligence. So basically, final point of sale, they are to be registered by the licensees, that is by the provider. For example, I am selling SIM card. I need to be registered with Jio. I need to be registered with Airtel. I need to be registered with Vodafone. Fine. So this is something that has come here. Now guys, before this particular development, there is also one more development that actually already happened last year, that also we will discuss here. Sanchar Sathi. Sanchar Sathi. Now, what is this Sanchar Sathi? So basically, Sanchar Sathi is a platform that has been launched by the government, and on this particular platform, citizens, what they can do, they can check the connections registered under their name. See, we are all the time giving our IDs, photocopy of IDs for many things. There might be a possibility that my ID is being used, fine, is being used at a particular phone number. Okay, somebody has taken a SIM card on my ID. So I can go on this Sanchar Sathi and I can see that how many telephone connections registered under my name, under my ID. I can also block mobile phone. So sometimes mobile phones are stolen. Okay, so or mobile phones are lost. So you can block your mobile phone, you can block your SIM card, you can report the fraudulent and unrequired connection. So let's say you find that under your name a connection is being used in some another part of country. You never took that particular SIM card and you don't know which the person is who is the person who is using that SIM card. You can block unrequired connection, fraud connections. Also, you can verify the genuineness of a product. So suppose you are buying a second hand mobile phone or you are buying any electronic product. So on a mobile phone, there is an IMEI number. IMEI, that is International Mobile Equipment Identity. So on that IMEI number could be verified on this particular website also, Sanchar Sathi. So this is something done already in 2022, and now these two reforms have come. That is that is banning the sale of bulk SIM cards and registering the final point of sale. Okay, this is something that has come. Now, first of all, guys, when we talk about the final point of sale, what will be done, how this particular regulation will be done. So is it the case that now people cannot buy bulk SIM card? They can buy that also. Let me explain you this particular thing. So basically, let's say this is a person who is running ABC SIM card shop, ABC, and let's say he's selling the SIM card of Jio, he's selling the SIM card of Airtel, he's selling the SIM card of Vodafone. So basically, what this particular person needs to do, this particular person needs to take a license, needs to get registered with the mobile operators. That is, he need to register with Jio, he need to register with Airtel, he uh, Vodafone. Okay, and now it is between these operators, these mobile, this SIM seller, that whenever they are selling a SIM card, to any person, they are doing their due verification. They are ensuring that all the Aadhaar details are correct. They are actually the people who are giving identity, buying the SIM card. So basically, they have to ensure that all due diligence is happening. So what will happen from now onward? It will be mandatory for franchisee agents, as well as it will be mandatory for the distributor of SIM cards, that they have to be registered with the licensee of the telecom network, that is Jio, Airtel, as I told you. Okay, and it will be on the operator and them that they have to carry indisputable verification, okay, of the POS, the person who will sell the SIM card, that the person will not sell SIM card on the basis of a bogus identity. Okay, this is something. Then after that particular thing, guys, that if you want to do bulk procurement of, you want to take 100 200 connections, then there will be mandatory KYC, know your customer requirements, that will be done. So basically, a business executive need to ensure that they have a genuine business, that particular business's address, that particular business's Aadhaar, that particular business's, let's say, GST number or other informations will be verified. Okay, so this is something that has happened. So guys, if you are writing an answer, in GS paper number 3, and in GS paper number 3, if you are writing an answer in GS paper number 3 on cyber frauds, cyber crimes, which have actually increased a lot, you can just write this under the category of steps taken by government of India, under the category of steps taken by the government. Okay, that is about it. And now moving to next article. Okay, sir, your voice is low. Is my voice clear now? Okay, yes guys, is voice clear now? Is voice clear now? Please tell me. Okay, moving on. Okay, moving on. Now, understanding curbs on rice export. Understanding the curbs on rice export. So this particular article, guys, just we will see with respect to GS paper number 3, issues related to food security as well as issues related to food security and all other themes in that particular line. So basically nothing much important or nothing much detailed or a complicated thing is there. It is just a very simple newspaper article. So basically what has happened recently, because of multiple phenomena, number one phenomena is El Nino. And because of that El Nino, what has happened, we have seen that harvest of rice has declined. This is one reason. After that particular thing is there, because of generally also what has happened, there is the production of rice that has been low. So first of all, according to the data provided by Department of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, they provide this particular thing that in the Rabi season of 22-23, rice production was a 13.8%, around 14% less. Also, because of the El Nino, this particular year, rice yield will also be less. So because of the repeated less yield of rice, there is a little bit of a shortage in market with respect to the rice as a commodity, and because of that particular thing, the price of rice have increased. And to reduce that particular pricing of rice, government has now imposed ban on export of rice, and on certain categories of rice, export is allowed only if a minimum value, they have decided a minimum value. Let me explain you that particular thing. For example, white rice, they are banned. Basmati rice can be exported if the contract value is $1,200 a ton or above. So they have fixed a higher threshold of price, that only if you are selling above to $1,200 per ton, at this or beyond this price, you can sell the basmati rice, otherwise you cannot export. Moreover, when we talk about the broken rice, its export has been prohibited since last year 2022 September. So these curbs government has taken. Now government say this particular thing that though, now see this particular thing, when we talk about India, India is a major exporter of rice, and you need to understand this particular thing that today India is the one which 45% of world rice market is, and the 45% of world rice market is constituted by India. Okay, 45% of rice market is constituted by India. So India is crucial for food security of many other countries also. So therefore, India has provided that we will allow export of rice to other countries if the countries are facing a food security crisis. For their food security, we can give a special exemption, but for commercial purpose, commercial consumption, rice export is now being banned or now is getting regulated. Moreover, in order to encourage more of rice cultivation, government has increased the minimum support price also. So government has increased minimum support price for rice. Also, as there is a shortage, rice millers, they are procuring rice at price higher than MSP. So at this point of a time, the farmers are getting better price for rice. But one flip side of this particular thing is also there. Guys, you understand this thing that when we talk about rice, rice needs 100 centimeter of rain minimum. Minimum rain of 100 centimeter is needed by the rice. Some areas are there which have abundant rainfall. Some regions are in the delta of a particular river. There water is not a problem. But some regions are there, for example, Haryana and Punjab. Now, Haryana and Punjab, they receive around 40 to 55 centimeter of rain on an average. They don't receive 100 centimeter of rain, but still they are growing a lot of paddy, lot of rice. How they are growing that? They are tapping water from ground, and because of that particular thing, groundwater level has went down. And it has also been criticized by economic survey. I think it was economic survey of 2016, which said this particular thing that by encouraging higher MSP for the water intensive crops, the government has distorted the cropping patterns. Now, as more MSP is being given to the rice, it might encourage the farmers in the region of Western Uttar Pradesh, Haryana and Punjab to grow more rice even when water is not available. But it has to be done also. It has to be done also. Why? Because if rice availability will not be there, food security will be impacted. So this is a very sticky kind of a dilemma. Okay. So that particular dimension also you need to understand. So right now for domestic consumers, the price will increase, but over a period of time, the prices of rice will come down and these export bans, curbs that are there, they will also be relaxed. Okay. Moving on now to the next article, smooth operation of LAM critical to Aditya L1 success. Coronagraph of Aditya L1 will send 1414 images of sun. Now, Aditya mission, we have discussed multiple number of times earlier. I think 2 days back also, I have given you entire detail of Aditya mission. So, what is this Aditya mission? Aditya mission is ISRO's mission that they will launch on 2nd of September, and this will be the space-based observatory to observe sun. It will observe sun and it is going to study the chronosphere, halo or different parts of sun. And this particular Aditya L1, one more thing is there, that why it has been named as L1. So this Aditya L1 space mission, Aditya L1 space mission will be placed in Lagrange point L1. Lagrange point L1. What is Lagrange point first of all? So basically, guys, when there are two celestial bodies, for example, here we have sun and here we have earth. Okay. Now earth will exert some gravity and sun will also have some gravity. Okay. So if let's say a body is here, then earth will attract that particular body. If a body is here, sun will attract this particular body. So there will be a particular point between these bodies where gravity of both bodies will be counterbalanced. Gravity of both bodies will counterbalance and object will get stabilized. Okay. For example, one is pulling from this side, one is pulling from this side. At one point, both forces will get counterbalanced. Okay. And object, a probe, a satellite or anything will get stabilized at that particular position. That position is called as Lagrange point. So here Lagrange point L1, where the gravity of sun and earth will counterbalance and the object will be stabilized. This is the Lagrange point L1. So Aditya L1 will reach here. Aditya L1 will reach here. And as moon's orbit is before that, moon's orbit is somewhere here. So what will happen? Aditya L1 will be able to take the uninterrupted footage of sun. Okay. It will not be impacted by eclipses and any such kind of thing. So Aditya L1 will be placed in this Lagrange point L1. So therefore it is called as L1. Please keep it in your mind. In prelims also such kind of things can be asked. Now this particular article is specifically talking about the LAM engine, which is going to play a very important role. Now one particular thing, that this LAM engine has actually played an important role in Mars mission of 2014 also. Now, what is this LAM? Let's understand this thing. So this LAM, it is the full form of LAM is liquid apogee motor. Liquid apogee motor. And this liquid apogee motor is going to play a very important role in placing this Aditya L1 in this orbit. Now, when we talk about this LAM, I told you in 2014 Mars orbiter mission also, it played a very important role. So basically, these LAM engines, they are used for orbital adjustment, maneuvers of satellite and spacecraft in orbit. Now, guys, understand this particular thing, that as Aditya L1 is being launched, it has to be placed in a specific orbit around the sun. It has to be placed here. So, how you will ensure that on a particular position L1 is being placed? So, for maneuvering, for orbital adjustment, all those particular things, they are done by the LAM. Now understand this particular thing, why LAM becomes a very critical component, and understand this thing. Let's see, this LAM mission will be fired, this LAM engine will be fired when the rocket is leaving Earth. By the way, ISRO is going to use PSLV XL vehicle, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, PSLV XL. This will be launch vehicle on which this particular probe will be placed, and it will be taking it outside the zone of Earth and will place it into the L1 orbit. So Understand this particular thing, that it will take around 4.5 months to reach this particular point. It will take around 4.5 months, or actually more than that, to reach this particular point. This particular point is 1.5 million kilometers away from Earth. Now understand this particular thing. This LAM engine will be ignited when it will reach around this particular point of L1, because only at that point of a time this LAM engine will be required, because I told you this engine will be required for maneuvering, for orbital adjustment, etc. Now point is that it has to be raised from a deep sleep of 4 months. It has to be raised from a deep sleep of 4 months, and at that point of a time it is ignited at a right point and it does its particular work fine. This is going to be very complicated thing. And then 2014 also this particular issue was there. Okay, so this is about it. And once it will reach its desired destination, more than 1440 images will be sent from sun. Okay, so that is all guys about this particular thing. I hope you have understood it. Now moving to next article, the need for an Indian system to regulate AI, artificial intelligence. We'll take this particular article with respect to the GS paper number 3, AI regulation. Okay, as well as some dimension of ethics also we will take up in this particular article. Now let's understand basic aspects of this particular article. So today we know that artificial intelligence has become so pervasive at every place. Artificial intelligence is being used in search engine, artificial intelligence is used in drug discovery, artificial intelligence is being used in law. Everywhere artificial intelligence is being used. Today artificial intelligence can assimilate and can work with huge data in just the fractions of seconds. So what human can never do, that artificial intelligence can do. And today all the different governments around the world are trying to regulate AI. And in that capacity, European Union, Brazil, Canada, Japan and China, they have come out with some standards to regulate AI, artificial intelligence. Now, the article has divided the world countries in two parts, Western and Eastern. Western countries, it includes European Union, Brazil and United Kingdom. And there is a particular way by which they are regulating AI. And then there are Eastern countries in which we have Japan and China. So approach of Eastern countries is different. Japan and China is different, and EU, Brazil and UK, their approach is different. Okay. Now, first of all, let's see what is Western systems approach, how the Western model is tackling AI. So basically, Western model is focused on risk-based approach. It is focused on risk-based approach. Now, what is this risk-based approach in the most simple terms? Let's understand this thing. See, if you will use AI in certain areas, it can bring a lot of high risk. Okay, suppose you are dealing with human life, and if you bring AI there, AI might not be able to understand emotions. AI might not be able to understand many compelling circumstances. AI is just a machine-based mechanical decision-making approach. So where you are dealing with human life, can you use AI? If you use AI, there might be some negative things that will come. So there are certain areas where there are unacceptable risk. Here AI should not be used. Then there are areas where there are high risk. If you use AI, high risk is there. So AI should be highly regulated in these particular areas. And then there are areas where there is a low risk of using AI. For example, using AI for some research, or using AI for some academic research. Let's say using AI for some kind of a project report making, okay, compiling a lot of information. There you are using AI. There might not be a lot of risk. So wherever there is a low risk, you can use AI. Where there is high risk, we will regulate AI, and where there is unacceptable risk, AI will not be used. So they have divided AI usage in 3 categories. And Brazil and Canada also are following same thing. But when we talk about the Eastern model, such as the Japan, they have come out with the social principles of human-centric AI. Social principles of human-centric AI. So basically, they provide this particular thing, that AI is good, and AI's focus should only be to improve the condition of human life. Now, they have provided this particular thing, that there are 7 principles that AI should respect whenever they are doing any work. And what are these 7 principles? Human centricity. Everything should be central to human welfare and human experience. Human centricity, education literacy, data protection, ensuring safety, fair competition, fairness, accountability and transparency, and innovation. Fine, these particular 7 principles are to be respected, are to be ensured when AI is being used. So basically what has happened, they are not ensuring that okay, wherever AI is low risk, use it. AI is a positive role is also being taken in account by Japan, because they are saying that AI should respect these 7 principles. Human centricity is the most important. So wherever AI can help a human, there you can use AI. Now guys, sometimes AI is criticized that AI will take jobs, AI will do the economic displacement, but that thing will bring efficiency. So in US system, European Union system, that will be allowed, but in Japanese system it will not be allowed. Okay, efficiency cannot be a reason for human economic disadvantage. So point is that what India should follow. So article says that India is free to choose either Western or Eastern model, but India should not slavishly copy the West and should listen to our roots. India's ethos is also rooted in human centricity, and even Prime Minister also talked about the human centric approach while the Chandrayaan 3 got landed. Okay, so this is about it. Now moving to the next article. Cross the boulders in the Indus water treaty. Now this particular article will take with respect to the GS paper number 2, India Pakistan. Now basically guys, first of all, you not need to go too much in detail in this particular article is talking about the Indus water treaty. So basically, Indus Water Treaty was signed between India and Pakistan in 1960, and this treaty divides the 6 rivers of Indus system between India and Pakistan. So according to Indus Water Treaty, 3 eastern rivers, Ravi, Beas and Satluj, they were given to India, and Pakistan was given the 3 western rivers, that is Indus, Jhelum and Chenab. And if I tell you in terms of water, 80% of water, it is contained in these 3 rivers, which is given to Pakistan. Now, at the same time, Indus Water Treaty also provides this particular thing, that though western rivers, Pakistan can use water, but India can operate run-off river projects. Run-off river projects. What are run-off river projects? Run-off river projects are those projects, run-off river or run on the river projects. These are those projects where water will be used, but water will not be stored. For example, let's say Jhelum River is there. Now Jhelum River is given to Pakistan. Now let's say in India, Jhelum River is falling from a particular height. As Jhelum River is falling from a particular height, here we can place a turbine, can make electricity, okay, and then the water will pass. We are not storing water, we are not using water, we are not consuming water, but we are using water, and when it is falling from gravity, we are making electricity out of it. Fine. So these kind of projects India can make on these particular rivers also. And using this particular right, what India has done, India has developed Kishan Ganga project on Jhelum, Ratle hydroelectric power project. So Kishan Ganga and Ratle hydroelectric power projects we have developed. They don't store water, they are ROR projects. Now Pakistan has raised objections repeatedly on this particular thing, that why you have constructed this particular project, and because of this particular thing, the disputes have also emerged. Now basically Pakistan has taken up this particular dispute to court of arbitration. Now according to Indus Water Treaty, there will be the Indus water commissioners that will be appointed from Pakistan and India. They will try to resolve. If that dispute cannot be resolved, they can go to a neutral expert appointed by World Bank, or if that also is not successful, they can go to the court of arbitration. So this Kishan Ganga project was taken to court of arbitration, and in 2013, court of arbitration gave a ruling on the Kishan Ganga hydroelectric project and said that it is run-off river project, and India can develop this run-off river project, but India has to ensure that minimum flow of water is being maintained. Okay, obviously we are not storing water, and minimum flow of water should be maintained. India ensured, and India moved that particular thing. But guys, there were some other issues also that were there: pondage, spillway. You don't need to go in that. My point is that major issue got resolved in the ruling that was given by court of arbitration in 2013, but still Pakistan insisted on some minor technical disputes. And again the Pakistan approached the World Bank and said that again a court of arbitration is to be constituted. And again these particular projects are to be seen. Okay. Now what happened in 2018? Kishan Ganga project was inaugurated. Okay. Now meanwhile it was said that Kishan Ganga project should be stopped. Work should not go on Kishan Ganga project. But Pakistan has always been has always been taking up the matters which were not that much important. Fine, India continued on Kishan Ganga. Okay, now what has happened? Pakistan has again raised this particular thing, that why Kishan Ganga project has been taken up. Okay. Now, because of these particular kind of irritable behavior of Pakistan, what happened? Few months back, India also said this particular thing, that we want to scrap the Indus Water Treaty and we want to come out with a new treaty. Okay, now one thing is that you are not required to go date by date, that okay, on this date the matter was registered, on this date hearing was done, on this date this particular ruling was given. Now, what is the crux of the matter? Crux of the matter is that Indus Water Treaty has been a long pending, there are the long pending disputes within the treaty, and need of ours is to bring local stakeholders in negotiation process, and India and Pakistan need to share water on the basis of a intelligent formula, which should be given by bringing technocrats, climate expert, water management professionals, scientists, as well as the local stakeholders also. So this is something that has been provided. I hope that you have understood it. And now moving to next article. Controlling women's sexual autonomy. Controlling women's sexual autonomy. Now, guys, this particular article is talking about the proposed Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita Bill 2023. Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita Bill 2023, which is going to replace the Indian Penal Code. Now, this we have discussed this earlier also. The Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita Bill, it has a particular proposal to criminalize sex which is based on promise to marry. So where a male has promised a female that we will marry, and they carried a sexual intercourse before the marriage, and let's say that male then refused to marry. Okay, so where such promise to marry was given, and on that promise there was a sexual intercourse that happened. Okay, those cases could be punished. These male could be punished for rape. Now, author says this particular thing, that this proposal looks pro women, but this proposal actually is based on misogynistic notions of on women. Now basically it is being said that, now few things you need to understand, that first of all, technically what is a rape? Technically what is a rape? So rape is a sexual intercourse which happened without the consent, without the consent. Now you see that two people who were in a relationship, they had a sexual intercourse. At that point of a time, consent was given. Consent was given. Now after 3 years, that particular matter is being brought in court, saying that at that point of a time, consent was given, but there was a promise to marry. Now that promise to marry has broken down. So author is saying this particular thing, that as that particular type of a issue is being taken up, a lot of complications will come. A lot of complications will come. Let's understand that particular thing. Now, first of all, it is being said that always it has been assumed that women, they are too naive, women are the perpetual victims, women can be duped, women, they are basically they are not aware about a lot of things, and on that particular basis you are coming and you are trying to become a protector, savior of women. Okay, this is being something that has been provided here. Now here it has been said that this criminal law is based on a particular notion that we have to rescue women. Okay, fine, and a good and a way to resettle these women is by filing the rape charges against the men who agreed them to marry and now are not marrying them. Now, it has been provided this particular thing, that when we talk about the rape issues were taken up under section 375, which talked about rape. But what I told you, what is a rape? Rape is that kind of a sexual intercourse which happened without the consent, Now, it has been said that the courts have actually relied on section 90 of IPC, consent given under fear or misconception. So court says that at that point of a time consent was given by the women, but that was given on the basis of the misconception. They thought that the male will marry, but today the male is refusing to marry. So misconception was there. So we will not count this consent as a consent. Okay. Now it is being found that this particular thing, that see, such kind of provisions might be misused by parents, misused by the parents. Now clause 69 is the name of this provision. it might be misused by the parents. When the parents will find this particular thing, that their daughter are pregnant or they had sexual intercourse outside the marriage, they will register a case saying that the male said that I will marry, now he is refusing. Even if the promise was given or not, they will not consider, and such kind of a cases will be filed. And it has been said that many such time of a cases, many previous times such cases have been filed also. Moreover, it is also saying this particular thing, that the courts have also given a particular judgment that a person will be convicted for rape only when the promise is false, but not when the promise is breached. Now, promise is false means from the start there was no intention to marry. Then the cases will be filed. But if it was breached, for example, in start they both had an understanding that will marry, but now their parents are not agreeing. Boys' parents are not agreeing. So therefore they are not marrying. So this is a promise that has been breached. In such cases, rape case cannot be filed, but otherwise the case can be filed. Now see this particular thing. In past also, though there was no formal provision as now Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita bill is bringing, but in past also, what has happened on such grounds, the cases have been filed. So whether we should continue with it, okay, this is a debatable thing and has been pointed out by the author. But I will not advise you to go too much in detail in that, because now this bill will evolve and a lot of provisions will be different when the final bill will be passed. Indians more likely to believe nation's influence is growing, Pew survey. So basically guys, the Pew Research Center, which is a US based fact tank, it has come out with a report, and in this particular report they are providing that how many Indians believe that India's influence is on a rise. So basically what is happening, they have given here the country wise data. Just guys take this particular graph or this particular picture. Beyond that, the same data they have repeated here. So basically, according to Pew Research Survey, 68% of Indians feels that India's influence in world is increasing. 19% saying it is the same, 13% say it is weak. In Australia, 36% people think that India's image is improving, 54% says it is same, 10% says it is weakening. So different country-wise data have been given here. Beyond that, nothing much important is there in this particular article. Okay. And then we have the practice question for today. So question says, the time has come for India to have regulation in a manner that is consistent with the Indian ethos by and for Indians comment. Okay. So this is about it. GS paper number here one word is missing. Time to have AI regulation. Time to have AI regulation in a manner that consistent with the Indian ethos. Okay. GS paper number 3, 10 marker. That is guys about it. I hope you have understood it. Now we'll be meeting tomorrow.